Well, it's just like, you sit back and you read shit or you hear shit, and you hear about all these lawsuits that Al is, all these promoters talking about how they want to, they're suing him because they want to better the sport. And then so I'm like, damn, I'm one of the young cats that, I'm an old cat, but I'm one of the only few cats that I didn't, outside of like maybe Floyd, I done been through a lot of generations of promoters and managers and, just I've seen a lot. I've been through a lot, and that's just a testament of, my durability, and a testament of just being able to persevere a lot of things and be able to go through a lot of things. I've been around some of the best in the world, been in camp with some Hall of Famers, Diego Corrales, a good friend of mine who passed away. He taught me a lot. I started, helping Floyd at an early age, then Vernon Forrest, Fernando Vargas, Oscar de la Hoya. So, I've been around the block. So the game has changed a lot, and I've seen a lot of things. So when I sit back and I'm like, damn, how, I remember when I was fighting, making $1,000 for 4 rounds. I remember when I was getting $1,500 for 6, and I was getting $25 for 8, and then I remember getting $10,000 for my first 10-round fight, and I fought David Estrada and Senbar, and I remember fighting Randall Bailey and thinking I was going to get more because I was this hot prospect, and then they tell me you're only going to make $11,000, take it or leave it. And then I get my check because I needed training expenses, and my check is like $3,000, like $3,800, and I got to still pay people. And I'm like, damn, this man he created this PPC thing, and these guys, how can fighters that's making the most money in the sport, how can that be bad for boxing? And I'm just shaking my head. I'm like, okay, you got one guy who's never really been involved with one company. He's never really given a shit, but now he wants to be this savior. He wants to perceive like I'm the savior. I want fighters to be right. We're protected by the Muhammad Ali Act. I want fighters to be done right. I care about the fighters. He's never really cared about the fighters. He proved that even not outside of what I witnessed. He's never really given a shit about the fighters. I had a kid and a pregnant wife. I lost one fight to Kasim Luma. It was a lot of shit going on. Not Kasim Luma. Excuse me. It was Kupal. I lost one fight. I had a pregnant wife and a son. She was due any time. I lost one fight. They fucking released me. Nothing was ever said to me or anything. They just fucking said, you know what? We're gonna release you. I was never given a second opportunity or another chance to prove myself or to bounce back. I'm like, how the fuck can this guy go about how he cares about fighters and all the other things that I've seen, that he's done. And then the other guy, I'm like, you care so much about this game, but you bribed an official to get a guy ranked back in the day. Like, this is shit I remember. And I keep saying, I'm like, how do you care so much about the sport, but you're paying money to bribe to get somebody ranked, but you care so much about the sport, but that company even said that blacks, I remember back in the day, they wouldn't even work with black fighters. I'm glad Harper's getting his just due. He's one of my favorite guys to watch, but I remember back in the day, it was like not too long ago, maybe a few years ago, blacks aren't promotable. I was told by somebody in the company I couldn't sell out a gym. And yet I like sold out the Hard Rock in the Palm like 3 or 4 times. Like since I've been with Mayweather Promotion, I've sold that place out a couple of times, and I'm like, damn, and I'm not trying to take shots. I'm just sitting back. How can fighters that's making the most they've ever made, revenues being generated, how can that be bad? Like, why do these people want that to fail so much? I still, and we don't know if it's going to sell. We don't know if it's going to be a hit. So why hate on it? And Why hate on the man because he's trying? How can you hate on it when a man is trying to put the money in the fighter's pockets? I don't get it. Fighters are getting paid the most. That's not a statement that's just coming from me. That's a fact. That these fighters that I know are getting 6 figures and getting high 5 figures, they wouldn't have got this shit coming up when I was coming up. I tell guys to make with promotions all the time. These young guys, I think guys, you should be very thankful because when I was coming up, you guys are making more for 6-round fights than I was making for an 8-rounder. Like, you guys are getting paid very good money, and I don't understand it. Like, it bothers me. Like, I have to sit back and I read things or I hear things, and I'm just like, wow. And then these writers, they have their little favorites, and they shit on this guy. These writers don't write no more. They're fans. They don't write. They're fans now. Some of them I've known for many years. I don't care if I ever do an interview with them. I don't care if they ever report on me. I don't. I've known them for many years. I know where they come from, but now they don't write no more. They're more fans because it's different avenues. When I was coming up, there was no Twitter. There wasn't a lot of this stuff. But MySpace was just popping off back when I was coming up. So you didn't have a lot of avenues back then, but now they go to Twitter. They bash this guy. They bash this person. They bash that person. It's just, like I said, they're not writers anymore. They're more like fans. It's just, to me, it's very disturbing, man. It's very disturbing.
Yo, when you're sitting around talking to other fighters, and you don't have to say any names, but I know you talk to a lot of different fighters, and I'm sure this conversation comes up. So when you guys are sitting around and you see how, writers are on Twitter and they're firing shots, they're getting into arguments with fighters and stuff like that. Like just in general, like what's kind of the general consensus when you guys sit around and talk about that?
Well, for instance, and I'm not going to say no names. I'm going to give you an example. For instance, Badu is like my brother. We're very close. We're very close. Like when he lost and took his knockout loss, like I hit him up immediately. Like I felt like I lost. Like he's a very, very good friend of mine, and I remember one writer shitting on him. Like before he won this title, it was like beyond shitting. Like a very prominent writer, been around for many years, and he was shitting, oh my God, now I'm going to have to see Jack on whatchamacallit. I have to see Jack on the pay-per-view. Oh God. It was like right after he got knocked out, I was like, wow. Like that's, wow. Well, and I tweeted the guy. I said, well, you don't have to watch. It's that simple. If you don't want to watch, don't. This is before Badu won the title. Now Badu won his title. Now Badu defended his title. Everybody thought George Rose was going to beat him. He beat George Rose. Now he may be in line to fight Julio Chavez Jr. Once we beat Chavez, he may be in line to fight, maybe a unification with the God. And I'm like, now Badu told me that guy who seen him kissed his ass. And said, oh, how you doing, champ? And I'm like, that's the kind of shit. That's the kind of shit that bothers me. That's the kind of shit that bothers me. And that's the kind of shit that we, as fighters, that we talk about. It's like, really? Like, these guys are fans now. Or like they try to stir up stuff. Like they try to create beef within beef that's not there. Like, it's not no secret. Like, for me and Jay, we didn't really talk for a while. Like, we didn't talk. And it wasn't because he didn't like me or I didn't like him. We didn't speak. And my version is, and I see a lot of potential in Davion. Like, I see, and he's another one like my little brother. And when I first saw him, and I think one of the Watson brothers asked me about him, I said, that kid is going to be champion. I believe it. I was just going to tell everybody they're going to be champion. And then we just stopped talking. I'm a realist. I didn't necessarily like some of the things that he was. I start seeing him get caught up in the life of the sport. More saying, I see a lot of guys getting caught up in that. And then when he took his first L, I took that like, you need to chill, dog. Like I'm like trying to give him game, and we didn't talk for a while. Man. We just kind of like younger brother, big brother telling me what I need to do. I'm young. I want to live a little bit. I'm going to do what I got to do. And nothing was wrong in there. You have some people, you know, and they don't think that I know that they said that we had some people that went and told him that, like, I was happy when he got knocked out. Like, I was, like, laughing or something. I'm like, yo, and I clarified that. I'm like, I would never laugh at nobody getting knocked out. Me and Peter Quillen had many words in the past. I was not happy when I saw him get knocked out. I'm not happy to see nobody get knocked out, because somebody can lose their life in this game. But, you know, we ended up just talking, and, you know, we just kind of ended up just squashing it, because, and then, like, maybe like a week or two ago, he just, you know, like last week, he told me, like, man, shit, I'm serious, dog. I'm taking this shit serious. I'm in this gym. I found out what, you know, like what that was about. I'm rededicated and I'm refocused. And I just told him, be that Jay that I met in the very beginning. Like, the first, when I sparred you, if you be that kid, I know you're going to be champion. And I still believe in him. Like, don't nobody have to believe in him. I believe that Jay Leon can be a champ, because I've seen what he does when he's dedicated himself to his craft. And I'm always going to love him. I'm always going to have respect for him. But just because big brother and little brother and big brother don't agree on things, don't mean that I hate the man or I want to see the man fail. That's not, like, everybody in our team ain't going to be best friends. Like, we all ain't going to kick it. We're not going to all sit in front of each other's house, but we all going to support one another. We all going to ride for each other if that's the case. And I have a lot of respect for my brother, but they want to create this illusion that we're this, we that. They want to talk shit about us, and that's fine. They can, but, you know, it's been with this small roster, it's been like three or four world champions already, and this is with a small roster. You know, Floyd told one of the things. You know, I think after I lost to Vanna, you know, it was a very tough fight. You know, it was very tough. Caught me with some good shots. The first knockdown, you know, wasn't that legit, but the second knockdown, I said, God, man, that motherfucker, he caught me. And I got up, I kept fighting. So that's all I know how to do. All I know how to do is get up. I'm going to get up, I'm going to keep fighting. I'm going to give 110%. And, you know, first thing Floyd did is, before he even fought, he texted me, and he said, you know, I'm proud of you. He was like, I love you, man. You did an amazing job. Like, I'm proud of you. I'm like, damn, this man has got a fight coming up, his last fight, and he's texting me and sending me a text reassuring me that we family and that he loves me and that he's proud of me. And that meant a lot. And then when I saw him in the gym that week, he told me, and he was like, he's like, man, just always go out and give it your best. Fight your hardest. And he was like, even after boxing, I'm always going to have your back. You know, you never have to worry about nothing. You say, I'm always going to push you. I'm always going to have your back. You ain't never got to, like, work or just stress yourself out and worry about nothing. That means a lot. Now, do you think about one of these other damn promoters, I would have that kind of reassurance from losing or suffering setbacks? No, I wouldn't. I just told you, Golden Boy released me after one fight. After one fight, and you want to guarantee, the Ali Act. Okay, well, I thought, you know, back when Golden Boy promoted a couple of my shows, they never disclosed to me what was all the compensation and all everything that was going on with the Ali Act. So where is this? The Ali Act. The Ali Act. Oh, protect the fighters. Come on, man.
Yo, you know, Floyd told me a very, very long time ago, when we were doing an interview, he told me that the media has the power to make or break a fighter. Essentially, do you feel like there's certain people in the media who are going out of their way to destroy certain fighters and prop up other fighters, so to speak?
Absolutely. I'm gonna say this. All right, and I'm not talking about Manny. Let's talk about Manny right now. All right. Now he took a hard hit from outside of. You know, we live in a different time. You can't say that kind of stuff in today's time and that fly. We took a lot of hits from like Nike, from other organizations, so just people in general, from Twitter, other people, you know, the gay community. We took a lot of hits from them. Where were these people at in the boxing community? I barely saw anybody really say anything about it. Hardly any stories written, you know, or anything. Now, if that was Floyd, what do you think would happen? Not just on the outside, I'm just saying on the inside. I'm not even going to say the outside, because I will say Manny did get it on the outside. But if it was Floyd, what do you think the inside of the boxing world would have did? It's a double standard, man. It is what it is. And you know, we know that, and I mean, I know that. Like I said, I'm one of the few guys that have been here for a while, been generations. I've seen a lot of things. This is my 16th professional year, so I've witnessed a lot. I've seen a lot. I mean, there's no way that I would only make $11,000 for fighting Randall Belly in today's age. Oh man, my first six-figure paycheck, my first big paycheck was when I got with Mayweather Promotion. I mean, I was nickel and diamond making good money. The Contender was good money, and you know, I made some good money coming up. But my real money didn't come until I started getting with Mayweather Promotion. So when you look at that, and you look at the model, you look what Al's trying to do, look what Floyd's doing, look at PBC, why would you want that to fail? It's like if you're in the NFL, you're an NFL owner, they probably was like, man, we don't like these Thursday games, but the people are going to support it because they're looking like it's more revenue, it's more money. Why do you want that to fail? Why just don't you step up your game and promote better? Because the fighters are happy. They're making money. They're making money. It's just so many stories of fighters winding up broke, or fighters winding up with, you know, no money, and managers taking this and doing that. Why would you hate on somebody that's putting money in fighters' pockets? I don't understand that. And I read the little piece, you know, with Willie Monroe, but I'm sorry, my man. Like, I can't. We all been there. We all been with a manager that did. Everybody in boxing has that tale. That's a tale all too much. Like, you're not saying nothing that nobody hasn't already experienced. Like, unfortunately, you got to get yourself past that. Like, I've dealt with a manager like that, a couple managers like that. Like, that's not a story that it just reminds you how boxing is. So it's hard for me, you know. I just don't understand why criticize something that's new. Why wish it to fail is what I don't understand. These guys, these writers, why wish it to fail if they see that one PBC show didn't do a lot of numbers? Say, oh, let's just say only the ratings, the TV ratings are bad, and you get these writers tweeting about it, and they're like, oh, it's the downfall, it's the spot. Why laugh about that? I don't get the laughter. Number one, we don't have no health insurance. We have no pension. You know, if I go and I play in the NFL 5 years, I'm automatically guaranteed pension. If I play in the NBA, I'm guaranteed pension and health insurance. We have none of that. So we have to take advantage of what we have while we're getting it. Like, we have to take advantage of that. So now I've set myself up, like, with life insurance. I've set myself up with health insurance. I've health insurance my whole family. Like, so when you start making money, you got to be like a better businessman. And I'm able to do that because I'm making the kind of money where I can afford to do that. But for these fighters back, like when I was with these other boys back in the day, I couldn't afford to do that. Like, I couldn't afford. I remember I walked around for many years with no health insurance, no nothing, because there's no pension in this sport. There's no health insurance in this sport. There's no life insurance in this sport. There's no nothing in this sport. So when somebody comes along and they want to change it, why laugh? Like you said, why the fans laugh or want to talk down on something? You know, these writers, or, you know, so-called writers that didn't pay big six-figure checks, or websites that didn't pay big money, you know, there's never boxed a day in their life. There's nothing to protect us. There's nothing to protect us. You want to scream Muhammad Ali when it sounds good for you. When it sounds good, when it makes headlines for you. But you're the same promoter that never did nothing to protect your own fighters. You're the same promoter that has put fighters in, they lost, and then and these fighters are kids, and you don't say, well, okay, let's try. You release them. you kick him back and be like, okay, you're out of here, get on. Or you're the same promoter that says blacks are unpromotable. Like, you can't promote them. Like, I don't understand. Like, you can't promote them. You don't know the business model of everything. You don't know what it takes. You know, you just quick to think, oh, this guy's scared of this guy, or that guy is scared of that guy, or he's being disloyal to his promoter, and this and that, when you don't know what goes on behind the closed doors. We're not, you know, PBC or even with Floyd, PBC, Al Haymon, the fighters are set up to win. For many, many years, we haven't been set. If you wasn't like an A-list of a fighter, you know, if you didn't have that HBO contract, if you wasn't constantly appearing on a big-time network, you wasn't set up to win at all. The fighters have never been set up to win. The fighters are winning now. We're winning. What I mean by that is, like, baseball, you can go sign $1 million contract. Or you know, the lowest baseball player makes probably $600,000 in football. You know, these guys are signing a $100 million contract, $50 million contract. So you have a fighter like Chavez Jr. who comes back, he makes $4 million for a fight against like Trump I can't pronounce it. He makes $4 million. I'm not mad at him on that. Shit, I'm happy he's doing that. I'm like, I'm glad he's getting paid. But I know, you know what? If I get myself another title, and I put this in myself, I'm gonna go to the table like, yo, Chavez just made $4 million. I know if I have a good name and I can sell some tickets, I can demand some big bucks. Or I do may look at that situation like, yo, I'm getting ready to fight Chavez. I need a little bit too. I'm the champ. So it's a bargain. It's a way you can bargain that. You know, you want fighters making money. You know, for the long days, fighters wasn't making no money. So it was no bargaining going on. What, the ESPN main event was like $15K? I mean, come on, man. $15K?
Right.
Like, I was getting that, like, to be like a co-feature, like, on Fox Sports when I first signed with, like, Mayweather Promotions. So it's like, $15K was like the main event. When you see all them, like, big time Friday night fights back in the day, and all them goddamn wars and the people getting knocked out. Like, I know what the main event money was, and it was $15K. Like, when you was the main event was like $15K. It's like they had a set amount of dollars that they had for their whole card, and most of them guys in the main event was not paid over like $15K. The majority of them was getting like $15K. So I mean, where was the robbery then? It was no robbery then because fighters wasn't making no money then. We had no say then. There was no outcry that we should be making more. There was no outcry when these purse tickets were released. There was no outcry then. There was no outcry for anything. But now fighters are making money. Now they're demanding more money. More fights are being seen on TV. More tickets are being sold. You know, now there's no outcry. You know, those are two black guys that's fighting Saturday that has done a hell of a job with them tickets. That's Hank Lundy and Terrence Crawford. Remember that? That's two black guys. And, you know, back in the day, I was told we couldn't sell tickets. Those are going to be two black guys and Sean Porter and Keith Thurman doing that fight. For the longest, they wanted to X us out. But, you know, it's not a race thing. I ain't trying to say it's a race thing, but I'm just saying this is what they were. So this is what I'm just saying over the years, what has been told, what I've seen with my own eyes. What I've seen with my own eyes, and now that there's more money being made, these promoters don't want to compete by paying that kind of money, and so they look for the easiest way. Okay, let's sue because we don't want to have to compete with this. We want it the old way. We want fighters to not have a lot of say, and we want them to be broke. If you got a big name, yeah, you're gonna make some money if you got a nice name. But no, if you don't have a big name, if I can't make money off you, then I want to pay you what I want to pay you. I want you to be hungry and starving so you'll need me. And that's how fighters have been all over the years with these promoters. We've been hungry, starving, needing them, having to take fights because we need to feed our families, take care of kids, not having enough money for health insurance, not having enough money for life insurance and none of that, because it's hard to get life insurance when you're a fighter because most of them don't want to insure you because they're so scared, so it's very expensive. But I know how this thing works, right? I know how it works. They want us starving and hungry again, so we have to need them. And now that a model has come along where it's putting the money in our pocket, it is making us happy. And you got young guys walking around with the freshest red bottoms. You got them driving Lambos and nice cars. They're like, oh no, because I know if this fighter wants that, then my fighter may want to go get that. Well, I'm sorry, can't everybody be Canelo? Can't everybody be a Manny Pacquiao? What about these little guys that's coming up? What are you gonna pay them? They want everybody to be still starving and broke, so you'll need them. Like I said, as long as money is flowing in the sport, it's going to be prosperous. Why do you think all these other sports, the revenue is going up? NCAA revenue is at an all-time high. Mm-hmm. Baseball revenue is at an all-time high. Football revenue is high. The salary cap is high. Revenue is high. Why does boxing, the revenue and the athletes that make the sport go around, why does that revenue need to be low? Why do we need to be starving?
Right.
We're the hardest sport in the world. Why do we need to be starving? I've never seen, correct me if I'm wrong, I've never seen nobody get hit from a football hit and die. Like, I've never seen that.
That's true.
All my years, I watched, I think Levander Johnson, when he had the title, he ended up getting killed from a fight. Mm-hmm. I was at that fight, man. Mm. And then he passed like a few days later. I was there. Mm-hmm. So why do we need to be starving? That's my thing. Like, why do we need to be at the bottom of the barrel? Why do we need the athletes? Why do we need to be starving? Why can't revenue be good for us too, like it is for these other sports? So you have a model that's created that's actually pouring money into us, but everybody wants to knock it or hate on it, or you want fans talking bad about it. And I don't understand that, man. It's like, I don't understand that. Just compete. If I have somebody out competing me, I'm going to compete. Compete. That's what it's about. It's about compete. More fighters need to speak up, but my thing is, how can you not like somebody that you never talk to? Mm. He never does interviews. How can you have any type of opinion of somebody you don't speak to or you've never spoken with? Mm. He doesn't even give interviews. I can have an opinion on Donald Trump because I hear him. Mm-hmm. I see him talking. Mm-hmm. I see what his policies are. I see him doing speeches. So I can have an opinion. But how can you speak on somebody that you never met or you never even talked to or you never heard him speak? I've never seen Billy Al Haymon. I've never read Al Haymon one-on-one interview. True. I've never seen Al Haymon on TV doing an interview. Mm-hmm. So I know how because I've met him personally. And I've talked to him, and he always treats me well. He always talks good to me. He always tells me to, do my best, fight hard, So I have an opinion of him, and it's a good opinion. Mm-hmm. Well, how can you have an opinion of someone that you've never met? Then I have some people that be like, oh, he's an asshole. He's this, he's that. And I'll be like, you never met me. I'm like, well, how do you know? What are you basing this on? The Contender? A reality television show that was over 10 years ago? That was like, it was over 10 years ago? You never met me, my man. You don't know nothing about me. You don't know anything I do. You only know what you may see on TV. Mm-hmm. You don't know nothing about what I do in my community. You don't know nothing about what I do with my kids. You don't know nothing about all the years I've coached soccer and football. Like, you know none of that. Mm-hmm. So you watch a reality show and you stick a label on me for over the last 10 years. He says an asshole, he's cocky, he's this, he's that. I don't like him. Okay, that's fine, but to assume something of someone is like making an ass of yourself, man. So how can you have an opinion of someone that you never talked to or you never met that won't even give you the time of day that really, he's like fucking Batman. You barely even see him you don't even really see him at the big fight. Like, he's like in and out, man. Like fucking Bruce Wayne. So how can you have an opinion of a man you can't even interact with? And I think that's what they don't like. They didn't like Don King, but they can interact with Don King. They can get a soundbite from King. They can talk to King. We can do this. You can't say nothing about him because he don't give you no material to say nothing about him. Mm-hmm. So if he's trying to take care of people, nobody reporting that all the hospital bills of Pritchard Cologne is being taken care of by by him. Nobody reporting on that. Why? Why is that not being talked about? Why is all the negativity being talked about? Man, it's a double standard. That's what I'm saying. They want us broke. They want us broke and hungry. They're not going to change the game, man. They're not going to pay. They're not going to pay these fighters. You think these PBC fighters, if they was with other promoters, they'll be making what they making right now? Hell no.
Brother.
What are they mad? They didn't create it? Earl Spence and Algeria would not even be a main event, I think, at the Barclays if it wasn't for PBC. Wouldn't be. Not wouldn't be. You can forget about it.
You're right.
Wouldn't be. And I don't know what they're getting paid, but they wouldn't even become close to getting paid that. Earl Spence and Algeria would be an ESPN Friday night fight right now. Maybe an HBO Boxing After Dark opener. Not a headliner. An opening fight. Come on, man. I've seen it and done it. I've seen it. I've been there. Don't tell me that. So because this model is, like I said, it's putting power to us. It's giving the power to the fighters. It's giving everyone good money. It's up to every fighter to say, you know what? I'm happy I'm making this money. I'm going to fight hard. I'm going to do this. And all the PBC fighters, all the fighters are fighting hard. Thurman's fighting hard. Porter is fighting hard. I haven't seen not one guy not go out and look. Danny Jacobs looks better than he's ever looked. I haven't seen one guy where you're like, whoa, this guy making good money now. Shit, he ain't training no more. Look how fat he looks. Even more fighting harder and looking better. You know, him and Danny Jacobs was a hell of a fight before he broke his leg. Before he hurt his ankle. So what's the problem? Like I said, I'm happy where the game is at today. I've seen many things over the years, 16 long years. I'm happy where the promotions, where our fighters are, where we're going, and happy with some more guys that get some big opportunities soon. And, you know, I'm always going to be supportive of my guys. Whether I feel like they're doing shit right or I feel like they're doing shit wrong, I'm always going to tell them. And I'm always going to say, man, just keep your head up. But I'm happy with it. Hype, man, I've been in this game for so long, man. I'm happy with the game is at today. I'm glad I'm still being able to be a part of it. I know I always told myself 40, I was done. This year I'll be 38. I never want to go past 40. So I got to, you know, I'm in this, I don't know when I'm fighting next. I'm supposed to be in this WBC tournament, kicking off at any time. I'm happy to be a part of that. But, you know, I know the sun is not setting, but I know it's close. You know, it's close. And I've had a hell of a career, man, and I'm very happy, and I'm happy to be a part of it, and you know, and to be one of them today is truly a blessing to beat all the odds, man. But you know, I don't want to be in this game. You know, I never want this game to get the best of me. I always want to leave on my terms and be happy of what I've accomplished when I've done. I don't want to be fighting when I'm 45, 48. I don't want that, man. It's just that's not the story I want. You know, I don't want that part of my autobiography one day that I was 45, 46, 47, 48 still fighting. You know, I want to, you know, I know the sun is setting soon, and I'm going to give it the best. I'm going to fight my best, you know, until that sun sets, and I'm going to be happy. I have my faculties. I can talk. I can carry a conversation. I don't stutter. You know, all my faculties there, and I'm happy. You know, I run up the fighters that I came in this game with. I see them dude they can't talk, or they stutter, or you're like, damn, what happened to this dude? I don't want that story for me, man. I don't want that story for me, and I don't want my kids looking at me like that, you know? So I don't know why people seem to think, you know, that it's okay, or, you know, they're not happy about them, you know, the sport having more money, but it is what it is. But it's very disturbing because I see the good deeds that Mayweather Promotions, and, you know, I see the good deeds that, you know, they do, and how they help people, and, you know, what Floyd does for people, you know, how he takes care of the fighters, how he's giving fighters advances or Christmas money to make sure they have a good Thanksgiving or Christmas, or, you know, blesses a fighter with a car so he can get to the gym. take care of fighters, you know, and all that. And I see that, and I see all the good he do that he does, and I don't like the negative. And I just think, you know, it kills me. So, and I had to say something about it. It's not cool, man. And none of the good stuff is ever reported. It's always the bad stuff.